Hi, Los Alamos, and Happy New Year. I'm Councilor Ryn Herrmann, and I'm here to give the recap from last night's regular County Council session, which was January 6th, 2026. The very first thing that happened was Chair Teresa Cole read the State of the County presentation, and I want to just give a few highlights from that. I'm going to read the first part of it, not the entire thing, but I do encourage you to check out the entire thing. I believe it will be published in the Daily Post, and you can also see it online if you go to the agenda from last night's meeting. So this past year has been one of challenges and uncertainty due mostly to changes in the federal government. The county experienced higher costs, delays, and an as yet unfulfilled FEMA funding commitment. Excuse me. Changes at our largest employer resulted in a significant decrease in gross receipts tax. We also endured the longest government shutdown in history that resulted in federal employees being furloughed and activities at our local parks being closed or curtailed for over a month. Despite these challenges, the county's performance in 2025 was very productive, and the county is moving forward in many ways. But that doesn't mean there aren't issues and challenges that still need to be addressed. In the State of the County presentation, there is an extensive list of accomplishments that were sorted into 5 goals and 22 objectives in our strategic leadership plan. Again, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I think it's important to just mention some of these key accomplishments and challenges in the top 5 objectives from the 2024 National Community Survey. Those objectives are effective, efficient, and reliable services, local businesses, housing, fiscal stewardship, and communication and engagement. So first, effective, efficient, and reliable services. There are many services that the county staff provide that aren't explicitly mentioned in the strategic plan summary. Although broadband is a separate objective, it's important to mention that Council approved a $40 million bond for a community broadband project. That was late last year. This is expected to deliver a reliable, affordable, and open access fiber network that supports residents, businesses, education, and emergency services. There were 4 communication outages last year, so it's also important to note that the council approved a grant to San Ildefonso Pueblo to support installation of a middle-mile fiber optic line that will help prevent future communication outages. Local business. Council established a working group to work with business owners and the local business coalition to discuss the challenges facing businesses and recommend changes. An action plan was developed to address the recommendations and will be reviewed at least quarterly to track progress. One of the actions implemented by county staff is the Small Retail Local Economic Development Act, or LEDA, process that establishes new tools to support our local businesses. Council also adopted the East Downtown Los Alamos Metropolitan Redevelopment Area Plan to help target reinvestment and revitalization. Stay tuned for more on these tools. Housing. Housing delivery advanced through multiple transformative approvals, including 87 deed-restricted affordable studio apartments over here on 9th Street, a mixed-use development on 20th Street that will bring approximately 285 market-rate housing units and 25,000 square feet of retail, and a purchase and development agreement with Servitas for 380 affordable and market-rate homes on the A8A parcel down on DP Road. In addition, the Hill Apartments, consisting of 149 market-rate units, began leasing in November this past year. There are many additional projects in the early stages. Fiscal stewardship. Gross receipts tax make up 72% of the county's overall budget, and they are the largest source of revenue. The largest source of that revenue is the laboratory. After many years of growth, the laboratory's budget appears to be leveling, and the county is projecting a 14% decrease in GRT revenues in fiscal year 2025. In anticipation of future decreases and to continue to advance many of the projects and services expected by our community, Council did vote to raise the gross receipts tax by 5/8%, effective this July 1st, 2026. Council also approved budget guidance for fiscal year 2027 that reflects a conservative approach due to continued uncertainty in gross receipts tax performance and the lower than expected fiscal year 25 GRT outcome. County departments have been instructed to maintain flat budgets wherever possible, accommodating only essential inflationary increases for personnel, group health insurance, contractual obligations, and interdepartmental charges. To balance these necessary cost increases, all other non-labor budget categories were guided to implement a 10% reduction. Communication and engagement. As evidenced by the large number of items listed under the communication and engagement, the county provides many opportunities for community members to provide feedback through surveys, town halls and open houses, county booths at various events, comments at public meetings, and council and/or staff attendance at various events. Despite these efforts, we are not always successful at getting out information to or requesting feedback from all affected parties. Recently, Council asked for the Parks and Rec Board to review the Brewer Arena project to provide additional opportunities for public input. And county staff developed lessons learned from 2 major infrastructure projects to address communications and other issues. Council has also intentionally delayed decisions on major projects to ensure that the public has an opportunity to comment. A few other things I just want to highlight from last night's meeting. Going back to broadband, so I mentioned that last year we did approve the sale of $40 million in bonds for the broadband project. Last night we had a chance to look at their high and low level plans. And I just wanted to mention to everyone, they will be starting the building out of infrastructure in April, and the first people will be going online in October. So this is exciting. They are still kind of looking at all of the infrastructure and what is currently there that they could possibly negotiate using, but there are going to be trenching activities starting in April. So keep an eye out for those. I do want to discuss salary increases for future elected officials. Last night we did vote to pass an ordinance to adjust the compensation for future elected officials. Some background on this. New Mexico Constitutional Amendment 4 was passed in November of 2024, which allowed for the 33 counties of New Mexico to independently determine compensation for their own elected officials. The county did some research on other salaries for these positions, and in order to make these positions more attractive and competitive, Los Alamos County, along with many other counties, proposed increases. I've heard there's been some confusion about these increases, so I want to just discuss this a little bit. This is not for currently serving officials. This increase will take place starting with the next election cycle for newly elected or re-elected officials. The county will review this every 4 years or so. And for full transparency, I want to just review the following increases. County councilors' compensation will increase from $12,674 to $37,000 per year. The county assessor will increase from $7,922 to $19,000 per year. The probate judge will increase from $4,636 to $25,000 per year. And then a little bit different, but the municipal court judge's salary will increase from $104,604 to $118,838 per year. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out. I think this is a good thing. I wish I was going to be making that new salary. We'll see, but I think it's a good thing to make these positions a little bit more competitive. Right now, every person serving with me on the county council is retired, And I think moving forward with these increases will allow other people to consider these positions. So I think this is a good thing. The next item I want to just discuss is LEDA, which was mentioned earlier. It is we did pass to adopt an economic development project for public support for a company in town called Ubiquity. It is a spin-off technology of quantum dots, spun off from the laboratory. And using the Local Economic Development Act, or LEDA, they will borrow $800,000 from the county to purchase another building here in our county. They will repay the borrowed money over 10 years. They have hiring obligations to hire new people over the next couple of years. They'll be investing in this structure and bringing tax money into the county. So this is a great tool that we can use, and I hope to be announcing more of these in the future. Lastly, last night the council unanimously voted in the new chair, Councilor Randall Wrighty, and the new vice chair, myself, Ryn Herrmann. We're both very excited to get to work to make Los Alamos County the best it can be. I'd like to thank last year's chair, Councilor Teresa Cole, and Vice Chair Susie Haveman, who did a great job leading our county. I think 2026 is going to be a great year, and if you have any questions or want to touch base on any of these items, please just reach out to the County Council. And thank you very much. Happy New Year.